some things that we don't really know what's going on internally when it comes to LeBron James, the front office of the Los Angeles Lakers. But I've been telling you guys the NBA is changing, and it's changing fast, and it's changing real quick. But I want to say that this is all rumors. We don't have anything confirmed from any representative of LeBron James or Klutch Sports or anyone from the front office of the Los Angeles Lakers, but everything is pretty much speculation. Everything is pretty much rumors. Now, I did check out a couple of insider podcasts, and they're all pretty much on board of what I'm about to say. But for those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. So, a lot of things have changed since the purchase of the Los Angeles Lakers. I've If you've been following my channel, I've been speculating this even before the purchase of the Los Angeles Lakers, that I felt like Jeannie Buss and the family was heading down this path, but they was heading down this path delicately ever since they acquired Luka from the Dallas Mavericks. And they even said that, hey, we're just going to build this organization around Luka. Luka is the future of the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is the past, but they were willing to allow LeBron and give LeBron flexibility to, end his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. And if it meant that they had to use a pick to get his other son in the NBA draft, then so be it. I thought that Jeannie Buss and the Buss family mishandled uh, the Los Angeles Lakers, kind of, strong armed them as far as uh, building this team the right way. If you've been following my channel, I've been telling you guys that the NBA, it's not like the NBA of old when you just give up so much of your future, talking about a slew of draft picks just to get a max player. Those days are behind us. Now, these NBA offices, these NBA organizations, they're keeping these draft picks very, very precious. Okay. So draft picks are like gold in the NBA, similar to what the NFL has already conducted, the way how they're monitoring their league. So the NBA is stealing a page from the NFL. Like, draft picks are more important now than ever. And if you look at the examples I'm about to mention, Dame has been waived by the Milwaukee Bucks. uh, Ayton has been waived by the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers signed Ayton to a contract. I believe it's a 2-year deal. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money up front, which tells me that there was really no market for Ayton. So we're all just going to have to assume Ayton has been a bust. He has been a wash, particularly if you look at Ayton and what he has done thus far before he got to the Portland Trail Blazers. He did make it to the playoffs with the Phoenix Suns. He was a high volume draft pick. He did do something for the Phoenix Suns. He may not done as much for the Portland Trail Blazers. And I think a lot of it has to do with Ayton's activities beyond the court, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's just get into the news of LeBron James. Seems like LeBron James is getting a bowl of reality in front of his face. No longer LeBron James can dictate what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. No longer the days of old of LeBron James. What's up? What's up, people down there? What's up? I see all of y'all down there. What's up? Um, no longer of the days of LeBron James being spoiled. No longer, those days are behind us. And if you look at the current climate of the NBA, a lot of these organizations, a lot of these franchises are being sold for ridiculous money. The Charlotte Hornets, Michael Jordan sold majority stake of the Charlotte Hornets. If you look at the Mavs situation, the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban sold a majority of his ownership to a new organization. Boston Celtics, and the Los Angeles Lakers were sold a record $10 billion. Not to mention the Phoenix Suns. I think it was a couple of seasons ago. They got sold by new ownership. So the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, as we knew it when we were children, are no more. The Buss family, it's just getting too expensive to remain competitive with the current climate of the NBA. And all this is a trickle down effect on how you run a franchise. The days of super teams maxing 2 or 3 players on one squad, those days are over with. Okay. If you got one star, good. Okay. And you need to build around that star. The reason why the Oklahoma City Thunder won the title in large part of they was heavily talented top to bottom. And the majority of those players are homegrown talent. So if you don't have a Sam Presti that can look at the NBA draft and go, this player fits well with what we're doing. If you don't have a Sam Presti that's, keeping these high level draft picks like squirrels to a nut, saying, hey, look, we're willing to give you this player. In return, you're going to give us draft picks. I'd rather have draft picks than expiring contracts. I'd rather have draft picks than a player that just quite don't fit with your organization and somehow make that player fit with my organization. Those days are over with. The NBA is now about draft picks and what you do with those draft picks. And with the new ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers, they're seeing what Oklahoma City Thunder is doing. They're seeing what the Houston Rockets are doing. They're seeing what the Indiana Pacers are doing. They're seeing what the San Antonio Spurs are doing. A lot of organizations are seeing the more successful organizations are heavily run by people that know know not only X's and O's, but the type of players that they're looking for. Now, I do feel like the Utah Jazz is going to turn it around with Danny Ainge. It's just going to take a little bit longer than Danny Ainge thought he would have this team. But sooner rather than later, they're going to be on the train of organizations stockpiling draft picks and picking the right player for their organization. Okay? So, in the Los Angeles Lakers, and I always said, all these leagues are copy and paste leagues. The NFL, NBA, NHL, what's successful in one organization, the other organizations respond by doing the exact same thing. It's a copy and paste league. And the Los Angeles Lakers, under new management, saying, hey, we need to be like those clubs and really take care of young talent, cultivating young talent, keeping our draft picks, okay? We do not want, when LeBron James retires, having 3 or 4 years of a hard rebuild. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers do have a rebuild, but it's a soft rebuild. They got Luka, and they're going to draft accordingly players that fit with Luka's talent. Because Luka went to the NBA Finals 2 years ago without LeBron James. Think of that for a second. Think about that for a second. Luka went to the NBA Finals without the services of LeBron James. So the Los Angeles Lakers thinking, well, hey, if he can do that with the Dallas Mavericks, he can do that here in La La Land. And they're gonna do pretty much what the Dallas Mavericks did when they had Luka. They're going to cultivate talent that fits Luka's skill set. And they're going to build accordingly around Luka. And LeBron and his organization, his management agents, they see that. Obviously, they see that. Now, I felt like the Buss family was holding hands with LeBron James, massaging his ego, saying that this is still his team, and they're going to allow him to be who he wants to be as long as as long as he retires with a Los Angeles Laker uniform. His retirement ceremony will be with the Los Angeles Lakers. That was the Buss family ultimate goal. Okay? So LeBron is in my pocket. Get out of my pocket, LeBron. Get out of my pocket. All right? But nevertheless, and that was cool when the Buss family owned the Los Angeles Lakers, but they don't own the Los Angeles Lakers no more. Now, I know people are saying, well, Jeannie Buss still has say-so in that organization. She's still technically the face of their organization, but that's all she is. She's just a pretty face for the Los Angeles Lakers. She doesn't run squat, okay? The Los Angeles Lakers are under different management. They're going to allow Rob Pelinka to, get the players that fit around Luka. They're also going to give Rob Pelinka a little bit of a leash as far as the players he's going to pick in next year's NBA draft. I think Rob Pelinka is going to fit very well with this new organization, because what Rob Pelinka has demonstrated over the years is he follows suit. He's not trying to be different. He follows suit to keep his job, okay? He did it with Irvin Magic Johnson. He did it with the Buss family. He did it with Jeannie Buss, and he's going to do it with this organization. So Rob Pelinka is going to fit quite nicely with this new organization. Jeannie Buss is just a face of the Los Angeles Lakers, nothing less, nothing more. She has no controlling power. She has no controlling interests, okay? This is all the new organization. They're doing things differently. This is the same guy who owns the Los Angeles Dodgers. And when he got there, he cleaned up shop. And look at the Los Angeles Dodgers now. They got titles. They got players. They're like the LA version of the New York Yankees. When the New York Yankees were popping back in the 90s. That's what the Los Angeles Dodgers have turned themselves into. Now it's a little bit different in the MLB versus the NBA. You can buy your way to a title, but you still have to draft accordingly. And they've been drafting pretty good when you talk about the Dodgers. So their front office is on all levels. They draft the right players. They get the right players in free agency, and they trade for the right players. And that's why the Los Angeles Dodgers are in a good place right now. And that's what you're going to get with this new organization with the Los Angeles Lakers. This is not the same old mom and pop Los Angeles Lakers that allow stars to say and do whatever they want. Those days are behind us. And LeBron James is coming to the realization that this is not his league no more. He can't dictate his way out of situations. So let's talk about this rumor real fast, real quick. Okay, we don't spend too much time. So sources say that the Los Angeles Lakers front office is willing to buy out the remaining one-year contract for LeBron James, and LeBron James can then turn as a free agent, and he can sign to wherever team he wants to. Now, sources are saying that the team that he's eyeing is the Dallas Mavericks. Now, a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, people were talking about the possibility, speculating that maybe Dallas and the Lakers can do like a trade where they get rid of they take on some players that the Dallas Mavericks don't want. In return, they get LeBron James. But they fastly slammed down that argument. And there have been speculations that there's the front office of the Dallas Mavericks shut that down, saying, hey, we don't want LeBron James' contract. We would love to have LeBron James as a talent. He can fit quite well with what we're doing with the Dallas Mavericks. But as far as that contract, that 52 million, that 52M, we don't want that, because that means we have to give up so much to get LeBron James. And LeBron James at 40 isn't the same LeBron James when he was at 30 or when he was at 20. We're getting a different evolution of LeBron James. LeBron James can still score. LeBron James can still contribute, okay? But not at the high level he was accustomed to when he was in his prime, when he was much younger, all right? So the Dallas Mavericks are cool. They would love to have LeBron James, but they don't want LeBron James for that type of money. And you're hearing, and this is all speculations, this is all hearsay, this is all rumor, that the Los Angeles Lakers under the new management is willing to buy out this last year of LeBron James, and LeBron James can go as a free agent and go wherever he wants to. Now, a lot of people are also speculating that his son, what's going to happen with his son? He will still be with the Los Angeles Lakers. And he's with the Los Angeles Lakers. I forgot how long a length of a contract he has with the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know if it's 3 years, 4 years, but it really doesn't matter. This is show and tell. This is show and prove this year for Bronny James. If he doesn't show this new management, this new leadership, that he can contribute to the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season, then he's going to be out. He's going to be out as well. All right, JJ Redick, whatever you're planning, whatever you're plotting, you better show something this year. I feel like JJ Redick is definitely on the hot seat, particularly if there's a coach on the horizon that's light years better than JJ Redick, which is 99.9% of the coaches in the NBA. All right, which is about 85% better of a coach that's coming from college that's better than JJ Redick. I'm not saying JJ Redick is dog water. I'm not saying JJ Redick is a dumpster fire. I'm just saying, look, JJ Redick is not going to get you to the promised land. He's just not, okay? So JJ Redick is on the hot seat. Bronny James is on the hot seat. Rob Pelinka is semi on the hot seat. But if you've been following Rob Pelinka and his plan, getting Ayton for that type of money, which is peanuts, because when you look at Ayton, he has contributed. The majority of his career has been very positive when he was a member of the Phoenix Suns. I mean, he got some playoff experience. He was a very integral part of the Phoenix Suns in the playoff run. Ever since he's been traded to the Portland Trail Blazers, it's like a prison sentence for Ayton, because the Portland Trail Blazers, they don't know what they're doing. They just threw him in with a bunch of other players, and you got what you got. You can't judge Ayton on how he contribute to the Portland Trail Blazers, but you can judge Ayton on the majority of his career. And the majority of his career was with the Phoenix Suns. Okay, but nevertheless, Rob Pelinka signed Ayton. Ayton's going to have to show that he's worth that money. I don't think he has to show a lot, but he's going to have to not only show the Los Angeles Lakers, but his next stop, because that's a 2-year deal. And if Ayton wants to get back into making major money, he's going to have to show that immediately. As soon as he lands and touchdown in La La Land, he's going to have to show that immediately. But like I said earlier in this video, Ayton's is more in trouble with his off the court issues. And I'm not saying he's in legal trouble or anything like that, but it just seems like he lives like an average bachelor playboy, okay? He's been hanging around with corn stars and things of that nature. And if you look at, sometimes you got to read the temperature. Yeah, sometimes you got to check the temperature in the room. I think, if you have been paying attention to Diddy and his situation, uh, you know, you don't want to have that type of lifestyle. You want to, I'm not saying he should get married, but you should concentrate more on your career, which is the NBA, than, flying out corn stars and things of that nature. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look good. And Ayton, people are going to judge Ayton on what he does on the court, and everything else off the court. That's just going to confirm them even further why they're not going to give him a max contract. So Ayton's going to have to uh, do some work with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's going to be able to get those opportunities because the Los Angeles Lakers, let's just face it, they need a big man. Okay. Um, if it's Ayton, all I feel like Ayton has to worry about is Luka, how he fits well with Luka. Um, and this story with LeBron, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false, but it is a rumor. But if it's true, then LeBron as well as the Los Angeles Lakers organization, they need to hurry up and get this done. Buy him out, let him become a free agent, and let him decide where his next stop is. And if you've been following this channel, I already made a video talking about the NBA isn't the same anymore. It's not the same old league that LeBron got introduced to. This league has changed like overnight. And the market is pretty much dried up on LeBron James. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. I know there's a lot of LeBron James fans out there that's going to say, "What you talking about? LeBron's still LeBron. He still averages this, that, and the third. He's the scoring king. He's been in the finals, even though he lost more than he won, but he's been in the finals." Look, don't get it twisted and get confused. I'm only repeating what news reports and news outlets are saying. There's not a lot of franchises that's going to not only sign LeBron, but sign LeBron to a max contract. I think those days are far behind us now. Unless there's a team out there that's trying to put butts in seats and they look at LeBron as entertainment to get to sell out arenas and things of that nature, then I can see him getting max money. But if you read the reports of what LeBron and his agent Rich Paul has said, they want LeBron on a competitive team. Meaning LeBron wants to go to Houston. LeBron wants to go to Oklahoma City. LeBron wants to go to the Indiana Pacers. LeBron wants to go to the Knicks. All right. There's a couple other teams I don't forgot about. But if you look at those teams, all right, the Rockets, they already got Kevin Durant. So there's no reason why LeBron would want to go there. If you look at the Spurs have already indicated we're fine. We're going to roll with what we got. All right. They sort of said it in tongue in cheek, but they're not in the market for LeBron James. And that could be, them saying that they're throwing people off the scent, but it is what it is. Okay. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the San Antonio Spurs. All right. The Indiana Pacers, there could be some interest with Indiana because their star injured himself in the finals, so they're not going to have him for this whole year. Having LeBron with that young squad, even though they're going to miss him, and Miles went to Milwaukee, have to wait and see how that works. All right. The New York Knicks, the New York Knicks turned down when Kevin Durant wanted to go somewhere, and people ask, "Well, how do you think that Kevin Durant fits with New York?" New York says, "No, we're not interested in Kevin Durant." Okay, so if they're not interested in Kevin Durant, who's much younger than LeBron, I don't know. I don't know how that'll work. I'm not closing the door all the way through, but I'm closing the door slightly on LeBron being with the New York Knicks. Okay. Uh, if you look at his former teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers, that owner is still there. He done had LeBron when he was drafted. He had LeBron when he was, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Okay. He's done with LeBron. He doesn't mind if LeBron celebrates his retirement there, but he's pretty much done with LeBron. So I would totally shut the door on Cleveland unless something happens in the next 24 hours. I just don't see Cleveland interested in LeBron. What about the Miami Heat? The Miami Heat, they need a star. Jimmy is no longer with them. He's with the Golden State Warriors. Pat Riley, knows LeBron, but I think that's more of, I don't think it's the reason why it wouldn't work is because of Pat Riley and Eric and the guys there at Miami Heat, because they do things differently. But I think it's more so to say with LeBron, because I think LeBron does not want to go to the Miami Heat because of the Miami Heat culture, because he knows once he goes to the Miami Heat, he's just another guy. He's not going to run that league. He's not going to run that organization to the ground like he did with Cleveland, like he did with Los Angeles. It's just not going to happen not with Pat Riley and Eric there. That's not going to happen. So if he does sign with the Miami Heat, I feel like that's a desperation move, because to me that tells me more. That tells me about the market for LeBron James. It wasn't a huge big market, and it's really no guarantee that the Miami Heat are going to be there. I think they'll be competitive, because you got to look at it. Boston, Tatum's is down. They downsized that roster, so there could, but you still, and you got Indiana. They're down a star. He's going to be rehabbing throughout the year. If you look at the New York Knicks, I think it's the New York Knicks are the next man up. If he goes back east and he goes to the Miami Heat, he's got to say to himself, okay, the real threat is the New York Knicks. Even though the Orlando Magic has done some amazing things, even though the Detroit Pistons has done some amazing things, but are they in the time slot of they're the team that we're looking at? I don't think so. And if you got LeBron with what you already have there, that could be a very interesting squad. I think they'll be a very competitive squad, but there's a possibility that they can make it to the NBA Finals with LeBron James. I'm throwing it out there before anyone else says it. You heard it here first. I told you guys about LeBron possibly going to the Miami Heat if he gets balled, if Los Angeles buys out his contract. Okay, so there you have it. Any other teams in the East? I really don't see any other teams competitively wise that can make it to the NBA Finals in the East. And we talk about out West. We talked about the teams that are very competitive out West. Um, Oklahoma City, I don't see them picking LeBron because they won the title without LeBron. Why would they want LeBron? Okay. I think the Rockets like their chances with Kevin Durant. I think that's the second best team out West. If you look at the Golden State Warriors, I think they're getting ready to sign Al Horford to the Golden State Warriors. So now you got him. You got Draymond Green. They pretty much play similar styles. If you look at Kuminga, I think they're going to sign Kuminga. I don't know if they have already, but Kuminga is going to remain with the Golden State Warriors. You still got Steph, and you still got I forgot it, Jimmy Butler. So why would they be interested in LeBron when they're pretty good with what they got? Okay. If you look at the Clippers, there's a possibility he can go to the Clippers. But they're going to sign James Harden. I believe James Harden is going to remain a Los Angeles Clipper. Kawhi is going to be a Los Angeles Clipper. As of right now, things could change. Maybe having LeBron there. Now you got 3 players that in their prime, they were max contract players, but all 3 of these players are like ISO players. So it's bad enough you got Harden and Kawhi on the same squad. A LeBron, it's going to take a whole year for them to figure things out. And I just don't see LeBron going there. I think that's an option, but it's not a big option. If everything else dries up and he has to play somewhere, and I think they got Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is over there. So I don't know how that works. Okay. So yeah, he will probably go back east. All likelihood, he'll probably go back east. Okay. So yeah, that is the report. And I said it in the beginning of this video. It's a speculation, it's a rumor. So, we don't know without a shadow of a doubt that this is going um this is happening. We don't know if none of this stuff was said. We don't know if none of this stuff has happened. But all this is rumors and speculations. From what I gathered from podcasts and articles and things of that nature, there's no confirmation from the front office of the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no confirmation from LeBron and his camp. So we don't know. All right. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna read y'all comments real fast, real quick. Then I'm gonna head on out here. Yo, shout out to Barry. What's up, Barry? How you living? I'm living swell. What's this? I think this is Erica. Her name's Erica. Aiden Ross, he's beautiful. That's Erica. Erica again. Okay, that's your opinion. Duck, LeBron is in my pocket. I think I commented on that somewhere in this. LeBron King said that LeBron's the GOAT. Okay, he's the GOAT. That's your opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna start doing my videos this way. They're easier to get done. I don't have to edit. I didn't know you can do. I didn't know you can do a live stream this way. But I can do the live stream, be done with it. I might make a banner for it, and I go about my day. So I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely 4th of July. Enjoy yourself, but be safe. If you're planning on using fireworks, be safe with the fireworks. Don't go crazy over the fireworks. We don't want nobody getting injured from firework use. Drink responsibly. Please drink responsibly. And if you're the sober driver, do not drink. Because I want everybody that celebrated this 4th, we see them in the 5th of July. Okay, you dig what I'm saying? So party, but party responsible. Okay, be a responsible adult. Okay, but yeah, hope everyone has a great. Oh, don't forget the barbecues. Okay, I know everyone's gonna be barbecuing hamburgers, chicken, wieners, whatever. Hope everyone has I hope their barbecue goes well. But yeah, I'm gonna be working this 4th, so it's no big deal to me. I'll get to enjoy the barbecues and that along the way. But yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.